The bar, I'm too persistent. Whipping comment, no cast. Get it on my own, no collab. But a bar with me, that's a body bag.
I had to get a shape up, man. I even lie to you, fam. Man, just look way better, bro. Yo, people, fam. What we telling them? It's your boy Njies, we're back again. And the building blood. Now, just before we get into this, yeah, let me give you man a little gem. Because shout out to man like Njies, yeah. Whoa. Why the hell does he have to have that at the end of it? Anyway, shout out to him, blood. Because normally when you type in Lovely Hip Hop, blood, these gonna be playing some next Christmas Carol instrumentals and them thing there, and you're like, what the hell's going on? And as for this, as for Lo-Fi Hip Hop, he pretty much 99% of the time it's all actual Lo-Fi Hip Hop. Hey, but you know why we're here, fam? You see the title of the video, you see the description on them thing there. We're here for man like Corday. Literally just listen to this last. Now, bro, do you know how long I've been waiting on this? Do you know how long I've been waiting on this album, blood? Every single freestyle, blood, since it's tuned with Eminem and Jack Harlow and all of them thing there. I'm dropping the album, every single freestyle, every single chance it gets, I'm dropping it. Drop the album, my guy. And then while I was reacting to his LA Lakers freestyle, definitely go check that one out. I reacted to it on my channel, MOC Music. You see it right there and all of them thing there. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel. He said, he dropped a button, basically said, from a bird's eye view. And I didn't realize at the time that it was already out. I think the album came out before the LA Lakers, but I only realized during the LA Lakers freestyle that it came out. So I listened to it yesterday. You know what I mean? So let me get my notes up and all of them thing there, because I was listening to it at 12 a.m. while playing FIFA. And then like it just triggered when I was listening to the intro. I'm a big person. If you go onto my my Instagram, you'll literally see that the way I used to do my albums before, I basically used to like just put like a little like text there or whatever, and like just write like a big old description. I said I'm gonna do like do more videos like this, because when it comes to this generation or just people in general on social media, it's like you man can't read, like, you know what I mean? Like I was all putting emojis in there, you know what I'm saying, spicing up the writing and them thing there, but it just wasn't hitting. So I guess people need engagement. You need to see my face, the melanin, all of them thing there. So here I am, man. So I'm a big fan of intros. I've done a couple of album reviews, and more times on most of them I put the intro there as one of the top 5 songs. And in this album with Corday From a Bird's Eye View was definitely there, because it definitely, this, I'm gonna have to read off my phone, because what I wrote, yeah, it was some real ish. As people normally say, real nigga hours between like 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. This is real nigga hours right here, you know what I'm saying? So Shiloh's story, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen to each tune and then give you, man, like basically put into words how I'm feeling while I'm listening to that tune and why I actually gave you that tune. But you won't actually hear the tune because copyright and all of them things. Yeah, copyright for a content creator, long thing. But for this I definitely need to read out my phone. So yeah, Shiloh's story on my top 5. Shiloh's story number 1. You know what I mean? So, right here. People always say, why do rappers rap about the same thing? Exclude all the pressed, pressured, and tested. So I can see why so many worldwide that don't come from it would want to be part of it. And I could have gone on so much more in depth and talked about politics, the systematic setup of how you're set up in these predicaments from birth, and people dare to just call it a life. But I'll leave it there. Just to conclude though, a man rapping from a jail phone with the quality being absolute dog shit, with a little mellow instrumental behind it influencing me to write this and make me feel the way I did on my first initial listen. How could it not be in my top 5? Shout out Corday and Shiloh 100 times, fam. You know what I'm saying? That I can't even like that tune right there, bro. That tune right there, fam. When I really listen to it, because more times when you listen to people freestyle on the jail phone, all them thing there, it's like, you know what I'm saying, some people can't really connect to it because they're like, bro, what is this, bro? It's not even in the studio type of, you know what I'm saying? But that's what makes it so authentic. I think that's what this generation isn't really used to, the authenticity in like music. Everyone's just so used to perfection. A person that can't freestyle, a person that can't rap, a person live performance can't even really deliver you a verse that's even good, but because they're behind the scenes can do so many things, manipulate it with this, that and this preset and that preset, and because your engineers are absolute godsend, all of a sudden now you're sounding like one of the greatest of all time, but face to face, you're not about it, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, just appreciate the authenticity when it comes to this music thing, because I think as time goes on, people keep losing it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's Shiloh's story. That's number 5. Let's get on to number 4. Listen, this one right here was an absolute banger, blood. This one right, bruv. Listen, from the time I heard the instrumental, I was like, oh yeah, we're in for some like real ish right here, blood. Then man said the first verse and them thing there, and I was like, oh, not the first verse, sorry, the first line. I was like, yeah, this is definitely it, blood. From the first few seconds, I can always tell if a song's gonna be good or not. But the thing is, people will say, oh, rappers always rap about the same thing once again. They always rap about money, rap about girls, this, that. But what differentiates artists, what people are not realizing is that people talk about the same things in the same way. Back in the day, you can give every single artist a topic and they all come at you different because everyone had originality. Everyone had a different style. Depending on where you're from, you sound like this. Depending where you sound like this, you know what I'm saying? So you can give artists the same exact topic, say this and say this, but the way they articulate themselves is what differentiates them. And when it comes to Corday and a tune like this, he's basically saying what every person mostly wants in their life, blood. You know what I mean? Dodge Charger, cars, girls, you know what I'm saying? Diamonds, money, all of them thing there. But the way he did it, the instrumental that he chose, the old school feel to it, you know what I'm saying, blood? And then the way he drops his bars as well, like, come on, man. Come on, blood. Shout out Corday 10 times. 10,000 times even, fam, because this tune right here was definitely cold, fam. You know what I mean? Also, shout out Corday as well, because it's like more times artists come into this music thing and then it's like as they go along, they like start to find themselves. They start to make the music. They start to see the fan base that they got, what they want, what the fan base likes, what they like. You know what I'm saying? Things that they like to do, all of them thing. Their songs that they like, bars that they like, type of genres they like, features that they could. You know what I mean? They start to gauge what they can do, what they can't do, and all of them thing there. And you can either choose to just be like everyone else and just go with what the people says, or you can basically just do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you want to do. Stay true to yourself while creating dope ass music, and whatever you make, basically people can rock with them. I feel like that's what Corday is. He basically kind of does whatever, not necessarily what he wants. Obviously, you always take fan opinion and all of them thing there because you want to make everyone happy. Same thing with family, fam. You have disputes, all of them thing there. You might do something to, you know, I say make them happy, but at the end of the day, you're all gonna do your own thing. I feel like that's what Corday does perfectly. He does his own thing, but the issue that it creates in that own thing is that it's so dope that everyone can just what's the word I'm looking for? Everyone can just gravitate towards it, you know what I mean? And from the time he came in, blood, his entrance to the scene, blood, the old niggas entrance to the scene, blood, you know what I'm saying? One of the greatest of all time. I don't know, man, you tell me, blood, but the way he entered, blood, you know what I'm saying? The buzz around his name, the type of conversations it created, the generations, the generational conversations that were being had at the time and all of them thing there, man, just progressed. Because I feel like man's so good that it's like pretty much since, yes, he has obviously has been growing and all of them thing there. His music palette has been expanding. But I feel like the guy is that good that you don't really see like, oh, he was kind of dead then and now he's good. He's pretty much been good throughout, but still getting better. You know what I mean? So yeah, shout out to Corday, man. But yeah, next tune, number 4, number 3, yeah, number 3. First of all, why wouldn't this be on here, blood? Why would it? Listen, blood, this tune. Fire! Listen, why wouldn't it be on here, blood? Listen, when you come onto the track, one of the greatest of all time, one of the greats, blood, it extracts the best out of you. You have no choice but to deliver, blood. It's like in England when you go into the Daily Duppy, or you go on a track with Chip, or with Getz, or with Kano and all them. It draws the absolute best out of you. Same thing when you get on a tune with Wayne, with M, all of them thing there. But you see, with me, I listen to aesthetics first of a track, fam. You're not saying the beat, how you coincide with the beat, fam. Are you going with the beat or you against the beat? All of them things there. Then I'll listen to the bars. So the swagger on the track, blood, audibly was ridiculous. And then you add the visuals to it, and it's like, yeah, this track absolutely cold, blood. The swagger on this track was ridiculous, blood. Pure, bruv, listen. Black power and all of them thing there, you know what I'm saying, blood? Because that's all I was getting from, you know what I'm saying, blood? It was literally just resonating, beaming from my screen, blood, in 4K, you know what I'm saying? Or what was it? 1080p? I don't know, fam. You know what I'm saying, blood? But this track here, absolutely cold, blood. Listen, man. Shout out to the godfather of this generation, man. Shout out to Lil Wayne, blood. You know, shout out to the godfather of this generation, blood. He's literally got all his mini-me's just running all about the place and all of them things there, you know what I'm saying? But what I got to say is to you is that Name me some Lil Wayne flows in them thing there. A plethora come to mind, blood. Like it's like when Wayne starts to rap, yeah. He doesn't, brother. I feel like Wayne does not have a style, blood. Like, you know, when like certain person you can say, oh, this is their cadence, this is how they rap, this is how they sound, and that. You know what I mean? With Wayne, I don't think you can like pinpoint him and say, oh, this is, you know what I'm saying, blood? Like the guy, every single track, the guy just comes absolutely like ridiculous, blood. Definitely in my top 10 of all time, 1000%, blood. His last album and all of them thing there, that's what I'm saying. People like Lil Wayne, not everyone can resonate with him, you know what I mean? Same thing with Kendrick Lamar. Because when you say the J. Cole Kendrick Lamar thing, I feel like Kendrick Lamar, he experiments so much or just has so many flaws and has so many unorthodox flaws as well that to the ear, if you're not really a music lover or don't like certain sounds, you're just not going to be able to vibe with it. Lil Wayne's that exact type of person. The guy has so many regular flaws, unorthodox flaws, complex flaws, simple flaws that it's like you don't know what you're going to get at any time, you know what I'm saying? But the way he came onto this track right here, blood. Listen, blood. Smooth to the touch, fam. You know what I'm saying? Maple syrup satins, fam. You know what I'm saying, blood? On the real though, shout out both of them on this track. Shout out both of them on this track, man. Honestly, man. This track right here was definitely a vibe. As I said, blood, the swagger on the track, blood, plus with the flows and the bars from both of them, the cadence, all of them ting there, blood. Like, come on, fam. How could it not be on here, blood? You know what I'm saying? On to number two, though. On to number two. Once again, aesthetics, blood. Aesthetically to the ear, as soon as you heard the beat, you knew that this was gonna be something, blood. Like you hear the drums come in, blood, you know what I'm saying? You hear the layers just toppling on top of each other, blood, and you're like, yo, something's about to happen. It was like a mellow type of ascension, blood. You know what I mean? Not like a roller coaster, choo choo choo. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, yeah, sometimes you have the beats, blood, in like kind of like New York drill, blood. And when the song starts to ascending, you know, oh yeah, it's about to go down. I'm about to get hella sturdy. You know what I'm saying? You're about to mash up the place, type of thing. That was this track, but in more of a mellow type of vibe. You know, something was gonna happen. It was just happening at a very calm rate, blood. You know what I'm saying, blood? And he shelled this track, blood. Are you dumb, blood? I always have this term, stay triple seed, calm, cool, and collected at all times in them thing there, blood. That's what he did to this track. He murdered this track, calm, cool, and collectedly, fam. Are you dumb, blood? Listen, man. Corday, shout out your thing, man. Listen, like he said in the first verse, blood, this is not a verse, nigga. Listen, fam, he was talking, bruv. There's certain man, blood, that are on a track and they're just talking to you, blood. I don't know how they do it, blood. Yeah, you might hear flaws and, you know what I'm saying, rhyme schemes and all of them thing, but really, he's just talking to you, blood. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're having a conversation. Tracks like this, it's like you're listening to them and you're just like nodding your head like it's actually like opposite you, blood. You know what I'm saying? On a parallel thing, just chatting to you on some real man. It's like, bruv, this track. And how old is Corday, blood? How old is Corday? However old he was, right now, and however old he was when he dropped the first tune and them thing there, you pretty much already knew that that was a little man in a big man. So I don't mean little man like little man, you know what I'm saying? Because we're probably pretty much the same age in them thing there. But you could tell he was a, you know what I'm saying? What's the term they use, blood? A young person with an old man. So I don't know, blood. You might know the term that I'm trying to say, you know what I'm saying, blood? But he's one of them kind of people, blood. And you can definitely tell it with this kind of track right here. You know what I mean? Because I feel like in our generation, more times if you think of the conversations you have with your friends and them thing there, you know what I mean? Do you guys have conversations that have substance, or is it always just joking around, chatting about absolute shit 24/7, blood? Do you ever talk about an issue in society, blood? You might be going through something. Do you ever talk about it, you know what I'm saying, with your friends from time to time? Like just anything with substance and actual meaning. Do you actually talk about anything like that with your friends, or is you just always key 24/7? You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just gotta sit down and just talk about some real ish, blood. You know what I mean? Because when you look back on yourself and just wonder like, what the hell was I just doing? You know what I'm saying, blood? Have some type of substance in your life so that certain things have certain meaning in them thing then. You're not just constantly just filling your life with just air. You know, just air. You just look back and you just see air, just air particles and oxygen and carbon dioxide and nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying, blood? You know what I mean? Fill your life with some substance, man. But that's what this track right here had, man. He was reflecting, you know what I'm saying? Just chatting about his career and all of them things there. Like, bruv, he was talking about a plethora of things on this track, man. And it was beautiful to see, blood. And self-reflection is probably one of the most important things in life to actually grow. Sometimes just sit down by yourself and actually take accountability humility and say, oh, this is me. You know what I'm saying? This is how I should move. What I could have done better then. Because he even said it in the track, fam. He's regretted certain things that he's done or not done in the past and all of them thing there. So self-reflection is a very important thing, especially when you're in industries like this. Everything is so fast-paced that you 10 years down the line look back and just be like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Sometimes you got to be able to take them little interval seatings and that and just sit with yourself and just self-reflect, think about what you just did, what you can do, you know what I'm saying, and ascend, man. But yeah, this track was absolutely cold though. Shout out Cardi. I keep saying that. Shout out Cardi, man. That's my guy, man. I can't even lie to you. He's my guy. The way he flows on the track, man, too cold. Ah, man, like what? Of course, this is gonna be on here, blood. Two of the greats on the on the album, Lil Wayne, now Eminem. Of course, it was gonna be here, man. Now this is on my last because I did a video on my YouTube channel, MLC Music. As again, once again, subscribe and all them things. You know what I'm saying? I did like my top 10 tracks of December, and I'm gonna do that at the end of every month. Do my top 10 tracks of that month and my top 10 discoveries. That's gonna, you know what I'm saying, a regular series that I'm gonna be doing. But in that right there, I was saying, if you don't like, if you're depending on what you like, some people like aesthetics, some people like lyrics and them thing there. But if you appreciate music, at the end of the day, you appreciate everything. You just might have a preference on them thing there. But when you're listening to a track and you don't like the aesthetics, concentrate on the bars. If you don't like the bars, concentrate on the aesthetics. If you don't like either of them, get the fuck out of there, fam. Like, what are you doing, fam? Them man are dead. You know what I'm saying? But how can I be trying to listen to a plethora of different layers on your track and you're not giving me absolutely anything? Exit the building, man. You know what I mean? But the thing is with me and Eminem, as I said, I like music. I listen to a plethora of music. I listen to from multiple genres on each part of the continent, fam. You know what I mean? So, or each continent, sorry, in the world. I listen to abundance of music from each continent in the world. You know what I mean? But when it comes to a man like Eminem, personally, aesthetically, when it comes to like his voice or whatever, personally, I don't really like coincide with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really listen to him 24/7. But I definitely can appreciate he's one of the greats. Because, you know, I feel like this generation, if someone doesn't like an artist, it's like all of a sudden they're dead to them. Even though I might not listen to Eminem, he might not be my top artist, I still can appreciate him and know that, yeah, he's definitely the best, if not one of the best. You know what I'm saying? If he said he's the best lyricist, I can respect that. If he said he's one of the best, I can respect that. If you say he's neither, you're an idiot, blood. Anyway, so, but what I like about him is that, as I said, yeah, I don't like aesthetically. Sometimes I don't like Eminem, but when it comes to this barring ish, blood, lyrically, fam, he's so gifted that he still entertains me on a track, blood. So of course this was gonna be there, blood. This guy comes and duppies a track literally for breakfast, blood. You know what I'm saying, blood? Like, you know, them man that literally have to put all efforts into a tune and them thing there and literally like have to concentrate all the brain power into it. Like, I'm sure Eminem can literally be eating a Wagyu steak, having a conversation with his wifey and them thing there while writing an absolutely brazy tune that would duppy half the seat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the guy's brazy with it. So, of course, this was going to extract once again Cordair's best from him, blood. And when I tell you, blood, the way Eminem breaks down his flows and them thing there, blood, like, the guy is too cold, man. Shout out both of them on this track. Cordair definitely did his thing, you know what I'm saying? You always got to do your thing when you come on a track with M. You know what I'm saying? There's just certain man that do that to you. You got to come with your best. But yeah, man, let me just listen to the tune, gather my thoughts again. I'll get back to you, fam. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you're enjoying this as well, fam. You know what I'm saying? Hey. I mean, personally for me, I feel like Cordair should have ended the album on this track, blood. Because this right here was like a statement, blood. You know what I mean? He already gave you the vibes. He gave you the mellow vibes. You know what I'm saying? He gave you a bad, he was even singing, blood. And that little Dirk tune with Hurt as well, I feel like Cordair definitely performed and I like the tune as a whole, but I just don't think it compared to what's actually on my top 5 right now. But Cordair definitely delivered. I feel like everyone delivered, but I'd say Cordair definitely did the best, especially seeing him in that bag. It was definitely cold, but I don't think it compared to these other tunes. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when it tunes in the top 5, you gotta like it from minute 1 to from second 1 all the way to the end of the song. You know what I mean? But I feel like he definitely should have ended the album with this track right here because he gave you a different vibes, he gave you versatility, he definitely brought people on here that were definitely gonna, you know what I'm saying, bring a different category of people onto the album and eyes onto the album, you know what I'm saying, singing bars, all of them thing there. But this song right here to me was like it was a statement, fam. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you have to do when you come onto a chat with one of the greats. You gotta make a statement and end the album like that. would have been absolute perfect, man. I can't even lie to you. Like just even the verse, blood. I can tell you when times I'd had to drop a nigga's rank. I can tell you what I did off the drink. Let me tell you. Like, you know, like it was a statement, man. You could have ended it on this tune, man. The tune was too cold, blood. And that verse as well. And shout out M. Because M's also one of them guys, blood. You know what I'm saying? Oh, M's coming on the track. I say less, man. Just give him like, you know what I'm saying, like 50% of the tune. Just let him go brazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's one of those guys. He's never a guy that just says 2 lines and goes away, blood. You either give him the same amount of time as you had on your verse, or you give him a bit more to go brazy. You know what I'm saying, blood? But yeah, man. Hopefully you man enjoyed. If this was probably like a YouTube video, I'll definitely probably go way more in depth and all of them thing there. But because it's on Instagram, it's kinda, I want it to be detailed but kinda in and out type. But because it's on Instagram, it's kinda, I want it to be detailed but kinda in and out type. It's gonna go on my YouTube channel and also on Instagram as well. So hey, hopefully you man enjoyed. And yeah, man, shout out Corday. I'm definitely excited to what this guy's gonna be doing, man, because he just improves. He has tunes where he's gone melodic with it, you know what I'm saying? And the melodicity he comes with is definitely cold. He's giving you bars, fam. He's giving you songs where he's absolutely hyped. Like what's this song called? I was broke as fuck, I want a bad bitch with a tummy tuck. You know what I'm saying? Like he's giving you like hype tunes. He's giving you tunes on a mellow vibe, selling the old school type of vibes. That the guy is cold, man. You know what I mean? I even want to hop on a hip hop beat myself, but hey, that's for a later date, man. It's been your boy Man Like Njies, and I'll see you on Njies, and I'll catch you man in the next one, fam. Follow up the socials, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the main YouTube channel, and also subscribe to the non-music reaction channel. I'm see Njies. In a biz, people. I'm gone.
Pass the bar. I'm too persistent with income, no cast. Get it on my own, no collab. But if a bar with me, that's a body bag. Your mans want smoke, then he leaves with a toe tag. Whole squad hit with a double mag Glock. Got left in the street and the body's getting chucked. Bullets with names and your shit's getting popped. Better be with me and the bag's getting cocked. Still gotta chase the bag, humble. Ain't gotta brag in a league on my own, and my stats getting flagged. Hit me for the feet, got verses in stats. Come through like the queen, gotta pay that tax.